Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is a beautiful Monday. Yes, and this is Motivational Monday. That's right. Let me tell you this. Wherever you're listening from today, I don't care if you're in your car, you're at work, you're at home, or on the move, I want to thank you for spending part of your day with me here on Afternoon Praise and on Wave Radio. But I also want to say this. This is the day where we reset our mindsets, reset our focus, and step into the week with purpose. I know it's the afternoon. But I know some of y'all are still dreading this Monday. You got up this morning dreading Monday. But I want you to reset your mindset, reset your focus, step into the week with purpose. See, too many people wake up on a Monday already frustrated, already overwhelmed, already tired of the week before it even starts. But today we are flipping the script, all right? Today we're learning how to celebrate Monday instead of dreading it. Hey, it's the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Go tell a family member, go tell a friend, tune in because the show today is going to be very impactful.
Join us on this heavenly journey, one song at a time, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. This is Motivation Monday, the Monday mindset. I know it's horrible. The way some of you all look at Monday, like, oh man, here go another Monday. I'm dreading this Monday. You shouldn't do that. Let's be honest for a moment. When most people hear the word Monday, they immediately think more work, more responsibilities, more pressure. But the truth is this: Monday is actually one of the most powerful days of the week. It's the day that you can set direction and momentum for the rest of the week, for everything else that follows. See, if you begin the week negative, frustrated, and emotionally drained, that energy will follow you all week. But now, listen to me. If you start with attention, focus, you position yourself for progress. Again, change your mindset about Monday. All right. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Motivational Monday.
You're riding the waves of faith and grace on Wave Radio.
What's going on, good people? You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. You know who I am. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Who else is going to be on the Afternoon Praise? Let's look at this scripture right here. See, the Word of God reminds us how important our mindset is, right? Let's look at Romans 12, verse 2. And I'm looking at the King James Version. It said, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing your mind means refusing to let the world program your thinking. Can I say that again? Renewing your mind means refusing to let the world program your thinking. Instead of waking up saying, I hate Mondays, renew your mind and say, this is a new opportunity that God has given me. If he woke you up, put breath in your body, you should be celebrating Monday. All right. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and I'm celebrating because you all are listening. You're here, and I really enjoy your company.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
What's going on, good people? It is Motivation Monday, and I'm motivated. You all motivate me every time you all listen. Every time I see you listening and you respond, you motivate me. But let me give you something. Let me give you a nugget. Let me give you something about the Monday effect. Studies show sometimes, but studies shows something interesting about Monday. What is that? Researchers have found that heart attacks and strokes increase between 13 and 20% on Monday mornings. Why? Because people wake up already stressed about the week. That stress create a surge of cortisol, the body stress hormones. But here's the key insight. The problem isn't Monday. The problem is how we approach Monday mentally. Listen to what I'm saying. The problem isn't Monday. The problem is how we approach Monday mentally. That's crazy that between 13 and 20% of heart attacks and strokes happen on Monday mornings. That is ludicrous. People, stop dreading. Stop dreading your Mondays. Stop dreading any day. Stop dreading any moment. I know we go through our ups and we go through our downs, and sometimes we just don't want to do. But guess what? As long as God put breath in our bodies, let's be motivated. Regardless how bad it seems. Let's have our moment in Gethsemane. Jesus wanted to give up the cup. He was emotional. He was emotional about it. He wanted to give it up, but he said, not my will, but thy will. So what I'm telling you is that you need to wake up. God, thank you. Not my will, but thy will. This is Monday. How do I give you the glory? How do my life show you the glory on this Monday? Instead of feeding into the heart attacks and the strokes. Instead of being part of the 13 to 20% of the heart attack and stroke victims on Monday. Speak life into yourself. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. We are a bunch of emotional people. Yes. Sometimes we lead by emotions, especially when we get angry or when we get frustrated. But let me tell you this, don't let emotions lead. Another powerful discovery from neuroscience shows that most daily decisions are influenced by emotions and subconscious patterns. Listen to what I'm saying. Most daily decisions are influenced by emotions and subconscious patterns. That means if you wake up frustrated, overwhelmed, or discouraged, those emotions can control your entire day before 9 a.m. But here's the truth now. Listen to me. I want you to listen to me. You were never meant to lead by emotions. You were meant to lead by purpose, wisdom, and focus. Do we get frustrated? Do we get upset? Do we get mad at people? Yeah, we do. But let's sit back. Matter of fact, Bishop Walker, Joseph Walker III, preached about this yesterday at my pastors at our church 13-year anniversary celebration for Bishop Brian J. Pearson and Pastor Deb. Don't lead by emotions. When something happens, stand back, pray, allow God to fight your battle. And then if you allow God to get the glory, you allow God to dictate you, then you will lead by purpose, wisdom, and focus. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
If you're listening to the Afternoon Praise, I need you to go on our Instagram or Facebook. It is the Afternoon Praise, or you can just go to my page, The Business Point Guard, but go to Wave Radio, okay? I want your feedback. I need to know, how do you truly feel about Mondays? What helped you get through your Mondays? What do you focus on to get through your Mondays? I want to hear from you. But let me say this. Focus over feelings. We must focus over our feelings. Focus must come over feelings. Sorry for all that. You know, my mouth is a little juicy, so you know I'm stuttering. But we must focus over our feelings. Sometimes we don't feel motivated. Sometimes we don't feel excited. Sometimes we feel tired or discouraged. But feelings are temporary. Focus is intentional. Let me repeat that. Feelings are temporary. Focus is intentional. You don't need to feel perfect to take the next step. You just need to decide to move forward. Stop trying to feel perfect. Stop trying to make the perfect moment. Stop trying to make God do what he do. And stop trying to make God move in the way you want him to move. You can't do that. Just give it to God. Allow God to move. And I promise you, just in the midst of you feeling angry, you're feeling discouraged, you don't feel excited, you don't feel motivated, just move forward. First in prayer, give it to God, seek God, but just move forward, all right? I promise you, by staying still, nothing happens, but God's mission still go forth. But if you stand still and don't do nothing, guess what? You get nothing. But I motivate you, move forward, regardless how you feel, move forward. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Motivation Monday. I hope you are getting something from this show. I hope this show is helping you move forward. So next Monday, you're waking up. I'm excited about Monday. Matter of fact, in the middle of the week, over the weekend, you're saying, I'm excited about what Monday is going to bring. But let's look at this. Let's look at the 3 priority rule. Here's a simple strategy for every Monday. Before you check social media, before you open emails, before you let the world pull on your attention, ask yourself this question. What are the 3 things I want to move forward this week? Not 10 things, not everything, just 3 priority. 3 moves forward. That's it. You want to do 3 moves forward. I call this the 3 priority rule. Again, let me say this again. Here's what you do. Before you check social media, before you open an email, before you let the world just pull on you, I'm talking about family, friends, ask yourself this question. What are the 3 things I want to move forward this week? And yes, you did hear me just say that, and I'm repeating myself. 3 things, not 10 things, not everything, just 3 priorities, 3 moves forward. All right. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7 Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. You know, it's NCAA. It's March Madness. We had all the tournaments. You know, I'm an ACC fan. I'm a Duke fan. And we are the number 1 seed in the country. Yes, not just in ACC, but we are the number 1 seed in the country. And while I'm talking about that, I want to jump over. I know you probably say, "Oh, he done tied in this sport stop to this." No, I just want to tie in wins. See, Duke is winning. Duke has a winning season, but I just want to tie in the word win. But I want you to focus on small wins. Why? Because small wins create momentum. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to do everything at once. But success is not built on doing everything. Success is built on consistent progress. Small wins create momentum. Momentum create confidence. Confidence create growth. Stop trying to get these huge wins and stop looking at everybody else. You all on social media looking at, oh man, they just got $1 million deal. Oh man, they business doing this. But you don't know behind the scenes of what they had to do. You don't know the small wins that they had to settle for to get the big win. So stop looking at everybody else and focus on yourself. And again, celebrate your small wins. Celebrate them, all right? You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and I'm celebrating you right now. All right.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7 Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Hey, what are you doing right now? You know, right now it's bad weather everywhere here in North Carolina. You know, they cancel schools because tornado warnings, watch, all that good stuff, heavy winds. So what's the weather like where you are? What it's like where you are? But hey, you know, enough of the weather stuff. Let me, can I say this? So many people dread Mondays, right? Because they're thinking about everything waiting for them. But research shows something powerful. Once a person begins working on a task for 10 to 15 minutes, anxiety drops dramatically. The dread is often bigger than the work. So here's a strategy. Commit to just 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that's it. Commit to just 10 minutes. More often than not, that 10 minutes will turn into momentum. Okay? And again, this is research. Research has shown once a person begins working on a task for 10 to 15 minutes, anxiety drops dramatically. Again, your dread is often bigger than the work. You're dreading something, you're stressed about something, you're worried about something that's not even there. So again, here's the strategy. Commit to just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Commit to 10 minutes. And again, research has shown more often than not that 10 minutes will turn into momentum. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Let's get that momentum going, all right?
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. We gotta get moving. Y'all know I bust out a song in a minute. Man, check this out. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. Momentum, movement. When you start moving forward, progress becomes easier. But when you stay stuck in hesitation, everything feels harder. Move. That's all you got to do. Just move. Motion creates energy. Starting creates clarity. When I say just move, just start, okay? Just start. This is the momentum principle. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. When you start moving forward, progress becomes easier. If you don't do nothing, nothing happens. But guess what? Time still moves forward. If you say, I'm finna go back to school, get this degree, and I'm gonna do it, a year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed, 4 years passed, and everybody graduating, you talking about, man, I would have had my bachelor's, but you didn't move. And so what I'm telling you is, get motivated. Start your momentum, move forward. Get the momentum going, all right? Because again, motion creates energy and starting creates clarity. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and I thank you for the momentum of listening to me, hitting the button, saying, I'm going to listen to the Afternoon Praise. That's what you call forward movement. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise here on Wave Radio. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying about yourself? What are you allowing other people to say about you without you correcting? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. See, you got to shift your language. Words shape your mindset. So instead of saying, I have to deal with Monday, try saying, this is a great start for a new week. I get to wake up. I get to start a new week. That one shifts everything. That one sentence shifts everything. Instead of saying, I have to deal with Monday. No, say, I get to start a new week. God has blessed me. He's put breath in my body. So that means I'm still alive to carry out the purpose that God planned for me. He knew me before I was in my mother's womb. And he's still entrusting you to carry out what he promised and what he told you. So you have to shift your language. And shifting your language, that means not just what you say, that means your body language. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Because we can talk all day long. It's what the motion that's being put in place. Our body language says a lot too. So, and don't allow other people to speak about things about you. Hey, buddy, man, you still doing that little thing right there? You still doing this little thing? You doing that little business? You doing that little podcast? You doing that little show? No, I want you to correct their language too. Said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing this big podcast. I'm doing this big show. I'm working this big job. I got a big business. I don't know what you're talking about. And if you can't respect my space and you can't respect what I'm doing, I don't need you around me. I don't need your communication around me because there's nothing little that I'm doing. You got to speak that to people. Man, stand 10 toes down and let people know. You're not just shifting your language, you got to shift other people's language. Because guess what? What you allow other people to say and do, that's shaping their mindset too, and how they think about you. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and we are standing 10 toes down this Motivational Monday, and we're changing the perception and the mindset of everybody who dreads a Monday. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You're listening to Wave Radio.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Gratitude changes perspective. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for breath in your body. Be grateful for the job that you have. Be grateful that you get to walk in that door on a Monday morning. Be grateful you get to go ahead and work in your business on a Monday morning. Be grateful that you are in school, enrolled in college, or, doing something that's building you, that's getting you forward. Be grateful, all right? See, gratitude is one of the fastest ways to reset your mindset. There are people right now praying for the opportunity you already have. It's people praying for the job that you have. It's people praying to be able to get in the classes that you're in. It's people praying to get the business that you have. It's people praying to get the knowledge and to be around the people and relationships that you already have. So be grateful. Be grateful for what you have already. A new week means this: new opportunities, new decisions, new progress. That's something to celebrate. Celebrate. Be grateful for what you have. Because guess what? There's somebody out there who wouldn't mind taking your spot. And if you die today, somebody will take your spot. They will replace you just like that. So be grateful for what you have, the opportunities that you have. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and I'm grateful for you. All right.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I need for you to follow us on all social media platforms. That is Wave Radio, WAYVVE Radio. Follow us on all social media platforms, and I need you to like the Afternoon Praise. I need you to like the Business Point Guard on YouTube. But right quick, let me give you some encouragement before we go into this next song. The Bible reminds us that we are not walking through the week alone. Psalms 37:23, it says this: the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. That means even when the week feels uncertain, God is still directing your path. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. A lot of y'all know I got a podcast. So on my podcast, I go by the Business Point Guard, because I do marketing strategies. I help businesses grow. I help people grow. So what I do on the Afternoon Praise, like Motivational Monday, Build a Brand Wednesday, these are the things that I do in life. So I'm finna put my hat on. I'm finna put my Business Point Guard hat on, and we're finna run a play, all right? So now, this is what I do. As the Business Point Guard, I always say this: life works best when you run the play. Don't just react to everything happening around you. Move with intention, move with strategy, move with purpose. Can I repeat that? Okay, even if you don't want me, I'm going to repeat it anyway. Life works best when you run the play. Listen to what I'm saying, when you run the play. Don't just react to everything happening around you. Move with attention, move with strategy, move with purpose. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and I am Demetrius L. Brown, aka the Business Point Guard. It's time to run some plays. Get off your butt, get off that couch, get up, stand up from that desk, go for a walk to the bathroom, right click, and run a play in your mind and say, you know what? This next moment's gonna be powerful.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Hey, let's declare something today. Let's declare something today. Let's do this. This week will not be controlled by stress. This week will not be controlled by fear. This week will be led by focus, faith, and forward movement. That's your declaration today. I'm going to repeat myself. I'm gonna go a little slower, okay? Because I know you're trying to write all this down. But if you didn't get it, guess what? You can go back and listen to the replay of the show. All of this will be there. The declaration is this. This week will not be controlled by stress. This week will not be controlled by fear. This week will be led by focus, faith, and forward movement. Declare that today, right now. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
Man, my time is up. I thank you for tuning in to the Afternoon Praise, being here with me, Demetrius L. Brown, aka the Business Point Guard, here on Wave Radio. Again, without y'all, there's no me. There's no Wave Radio. We really want to thank you all. We cannot do this with you all. And this is the ministry that God has given me. He's given me radio. He's given me the ministry of communication, because you get preached at on Sundays. You get preached at by your preacher, but my job is to help your preachers, your pastors, your spiritual fathers' jobs, make their jobs easier. So what God given me is to help motivate you, to plant and water, to give you strength of moving forward. So with that said, let me encourage you before I get off the air today. So today, don't dread Monday. Celebrate it, because this week may contain the breakthrough, the opportunity, or progress you've been waiting for. Start strong, stay focused, and remember, every great week begins with a powerful Monday. Hey, this is the Afternoon Praise, and we are just getting started. Yes, we got a whole week to go, and today this is how we start the week right here on Mondays. We started strong, we started powerful, and we started in a way that I encourage you to walk 10 toes down, bold, and have faith in God and believe what he said he's going to do for you is already done. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. My time is up. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.